Welcome back to the more Sip2Tally Power Rankings. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today we're at team number 9. But before we get into team number 9, we're in the top 10. So again, some controversial teams up here, some teams that people think shouldn't be here, some teams people think should be here. But before we get into today's team, let's take a look at teams number 32 through team number 10. At team number 32, we have the LA Rams. Team number 31, the Detroit Lions. Team number 30, Arizona Cardinals. Team 29, Washington Commanders. Team 28, Carolina Panthers. Team 27, Indianapolis Colts. Team 26, New England Patriots. Team 25, Las Vegas Raiders. Team 24, New York Giants. Team 23, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Team 22, Houston Texans. Team 21, Jacksonville Jaguars. Team 20, Denver Broncos. Team 19, Tennessee Titans. Team 18, Green Bay Packers. Team 17, Minnesota Vikings. Team 16, Pittsburgh Steelers. Team 15, Atlanta Falcons. Team 14, Los Angeles Chargers. Team 13, Miami Dolphins. Team 12, Chicago Bears. Team 11, New York Jets. Team 10, Seattle Seahawks. And today's team, team number 9, which is my favorite number, the Cleveland Browns. And let's talk about what the Cleveland Browns have in their locker room to make them team number 9 on the more Sip2Tally Power Rankings. They have one of the most talked about figures in sports over the past 3 to 4 years. And not necessarily for what he's done on the field. He went from being a beloved sports figure for what he did for some Houston Texans workers, in the midst of hurricanes in Houston, to some, having a bunch of charges put on him for some massage stuff or whatever, sexual assault stuff, to getting the only guaranteed contract in NFL history, I think. No, Kirk Cousins has some guaranteed contracts, but the biggest guaranteed contract. And now he's in his second year back from the suspensions. This will be his first full season being able to play. DeShaun Watson. In the Cleveland's quarterback room, they have DeShaun Watson, Josh Dobbs, DTR, who was one of the quarterbacks coming out in the draft that I really like from UCLA, and Kellen Mond. If you look at Cleveland Browns quarterback room, they have a type. Insert Ray Shermer's song. They have a type. DeShaun Watson, Josh Dobbs, DTR, and Kellen Mond. The Browns have a type in that quarterback room. For that matter, and we don't know what we're gonna get out of DeShaun. He could revert back to 3-4 years ago, DeShaun, and he could be great, or he could be the DeShaun that we saw, whatever game he started, game 10, game 11, or whatever that was, they let him play and not be very good. Josh Dobbs behind him would be an okay bridge to DTR. But I think if DeShaun Watson does not go back and be the DeShaun Watson of old, the guy that will emerge and be the next starter and potential star in Cleveland, is Dorian Thompson-Robinson, a guy that I really, really, really have high hopes for. And I was really devastated when Cleveland picked him, because I don't see a chance for him to play no time soon because of all that money they gave to DeShaun. No matter how bad DeShaun plays, he got to play because he got that guaranteed money. So I don't see DTR get on the field unless DeShaun Watson gets hurt. But the quarterback room I have ranked 11th because I think DeShaun's really going to bounce back. Despite all that stuff I just said, I think he's going to bounce back and we're going to see the DeShaun of old, wanting to be out of Houston, then the allegations and all that stuff. I think we're going to see the DeShaun of old. Take all that stuff out and just strictly football. I think DeShaun will fall back into what he was before all the stuff started happening to him. So I have their quarterback room ranked 11 because I think he has good backups in that room. I think he got 3 good backups in that room, 2.5 good backups in the room. Going to running back, they have one of the best running backs in the NFL in Nick Chubb. Not much behind him. Losing, what was the backup? Let me see. What was his name? I'll tell you in just a second. Losing Kareem Hunt, gonna hurt them if something happens to Chubb. With that being said, I still have them ranked as the 10th best running back room because Nick Chubb is just that darn, and I don't want to say darn, but I'm trying to keep it clean, darn good. And I still have them ranked as the 10th best running back room. Behind Nick Chubb, they have Jerome Ford, Demetric Felton Jr., and John Kelly. Don't expect to get a lot out of those guys. Ford was on the team last year. I think, who else was on the team? I think Ford was the only one. Yeah. But Chubb, stud. But just on the strength of him, I still have them ranked 10th. I go to the wide receiver room. They got Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. They picked up Elijah Moore in a trade. Now, a lot of people not going to like the ranking I have for wide receiver because of the star power that's in that room. You look at Amari Cooper. You look at the emergence of Donovan Peoples-Jones. I have them ranked, 22nd. But let me explain. You didn't get a lot out of Elijah Moore last year. Elijah Moore didn't give you a lot of numbers, and I'll tell you why. Elijah Moore had only 37 catches last year. And we know Elijah Moore is a lot better than that. But based off what he did last year and being able to play all of his games, you can't expect him to give you that much more. So that's why I have them ranked as low as I do, because we know Amari Cooper's a star. DPJ is okay. But Elijah Moore should have given you more, and since he didn't, that's why I have them ranked that low. I can't project numbers on Elijah Moore that he didn't have, and he was healthy all year. So they got a quality backup. They got Marquise Goodwin. They drafted Cedric Tillman from Tennessee. They got Anthony Schwartz, that is their speedster, and they got Jakeem Grant in that lineup too, so they can, another speed guy. They got Mike Hartley deep down the depth chart. That's another Miami guy that I hope some kind of way hangs on, but he'll probably be cut. But I would really like to see Mike Hartley make the team. Mike Hartley is a name that you probably don't know, but he's Miami's all-time leading receiver. And you think about all the good receivers that came through the University of Miami. Mike Hartley is number one. Mike Hartley Jr. Let's go to the tight end room. Another Miami guy, David Njoku. I really like David Njoku. I have the tight end room ranked number 12. They lost was it Hooper? The backup tight end they had that was decent. But they now got Jordan Atkins and Harrison Bryant behind him. I have the tight end room for the Browns ranked 12th. David Njoku is an athletic freak. He should be listed in that conversation up under Andrews and Kelsey and Kittle. But for some reason, he's not. He flashes the ability to be in that conversation with those guys, but he don't do it consistently enough to be listed in that. So if he finds some kind of consistency and is able to put a season together, he could be thrown into that list of Kittle, Mark Andrews, Darren Waller. Wouldn't dare say the other K name because he's up there by himself, Kelsey. But still, David Njoku has the ability to do that, but he needs to put together 2 or 3 years of consistency to get listed with those other tight ends. Talk about their O-line. To me, their O-line is the star of their team. So you pair their O-line with Nick Chubb, and you got something dynamic. I think their O-line is the second best O-line in the NFL. You look at Jedrick Willis, Joe Bitno, Ethan Patonic, Wyatt Teller, and Jack Conklin. Those 4, minus the center, all top-notch O-linemen. Everybody that I named, minus the center, Ethan, are top 5 in their position. Top 5 in their position. So those guys opening holes for Nick Chubb, and as hard as Nick Chubb runs and as shifty as Nick Chubb is, as strong as he is, their running game is deadly. It's deadly. And I have their O-line listed as the second best O-line in the NFL. So I'll go ahead and tell you their O-line is the best group on the team. Let's flip over to the defensive side. Talk about their defensive line edge group. They're a base 4-3 team, so we're going to talk about their front 4. Myles Garrett, one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. Paired him with Zadarius Smith this year. They got rid of, what's my guy? He's a free agent right now. Let me find his name. They got rid of Jadeveon Clowney and replaced him with Zadarius Smith. So Myles Garrett has another Batman to his Robin. So I really like their edge. On the edge, they're top notch. But you got to consider all 4 guys. And so putting all 4 guys in the context, I have them ranked 12th. On the edge, they're darn good. But when you talk about Davin Tomlinson and Jordan Elliott, those guys are average. So I have them ranked 12th. But Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith are going to get after the quarterback in any pass situation, so you better stay ahead of the chains, because if you get behind the chains, those two are going to eat up the quarterback. They're going to eat up just about every tackle in the NFL. Just about every tackle in the NFL, no matter who it is. The top tackles down to whoever the 32 tackles is. They're going to get after it. Go to the linebacker room. Now, the linebacker room is different. They got guys that are not really big, but they play hard and they can run. Njoku is one of the most versatile linebackers in the NFL. He has 4.3 speed, doesn't have a lot of size, but he's Nick Chubb, but at linebacker, if that makes sense. He's strong as an ox, fast as all get out, and he's always in the right spot. He's an athletic freak playing linebacker. So for that matter, with him paired with Anthony Walker, and then you slide in Taki sometimes, and I have that room ranked 14. I have that room ranked 14, but I really like JOK and his versatility. And even when they go nickel stuff, they slide JOK out there and let him play the nickel sometime, and then you just leave your other 2 linebackers in the middle. Let's go to the cornerback room. Cornerback room, they have Denzel Ward, they have Greg Newsome, 2 guys that can flat out fly and cover and play man-to-man. On top of that, last year they drafted Martin Emerson Jr. from Mississippi State. And so I mentioned Mississippi State because I want you to think about this for a second. I'm going to take you back to college football. 2 years ago, Mississippi State had Martin Emerson on one side, and we know how good Martin Emerson was for Cleveland last year. And they had my guy that got drafted in D.C., got picked 16 for the Redskins. I almost messed that up. The Commanders. So they had those 2 guys on the edge, just locking down everything, playing man-to-man, covering everything. So at the end of that day, you couldn't really throw the ball in the air against Mississippi State. But let's go to the safety room. Safety room, they got Warren Thornhill and Grant Delpit. I have them ranked 22nd. I really don't like Thornhill at all. Delpit is okay coming from LSU, but he needs somebody to help him get back there. But with those corners, the safeties really can play the box because they got enough corners to lock guys up, run Delpit deep, play one high, and put Thornhill in the box. So Thornhill can be like a extra linebacker. But I have that safety room ranked 22nd. When you average all those out together, I have the Browns ranked 9th on this list, but their numbers, when you average them out, is 12.44444. And I'll run the position rankings on the screen so you can kind of pause and see if you think I'm too high, too low. And it's really with the Browns, they're really consistent. They got their wide receiver room is 22nd. Their safety room is 21st. But everything's really right there in the middle from 8 to 12 for the most part. The quarterback room is ranked 11th. The running back room is 10th. The wide receiver is 22nd. Tight end is 12th. The O-line is 2nd. That's their high point. When you flip over to the defensive side, the defensive line edge group is 12th. The linebacker room is 14th. The cornerback room is 8th. The safety room is 21st. And again, that average is 12.44444, puts them 9th on the Sip2Tally power rankings. And again, let me know if you think it's too high, too low, or indifferent. We got 8 more teams left. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me from 32 to 9. We got about a week left. So make sure you stay tuned in. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit that bell so you can be notified when the rest of the countdown continues. We got about training camp is probably started by now. Training camp is started, so make sure you start locking in on your team and looking for your team on the countdown, and make sure you share these videos. And if this is your first time watching, go back and watch 32 up until 9, and make sure you share it with your groups. I appreciate you for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. See you soon. Peace.